Everything you need to ace English language art in one big pad notebook. English language art. Chapter 17. Setting. What is setting? In literature, the setting is the surrounding and time in which the event of a story takes place. For example, War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy is set in Russia during a Napoleonic Wars. Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens is set in Victorian era London. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum is set in the fictional land of Oz. Setting can include information about era or period, date and time of day, geographical location, weather and natural surrounding, immediate surroundings of a character, social conditions. How authors set the scene. An author sets the scene or creates a setting by describing the things you, the reader, might experience if you were there. What you will see, hear, feel, sometimes even what you might smell or taste. Authors may also describe what's happening in the world beyond the present moment in the story, where you are in time, and what big events have just brought us to this moment. Example, in this paragraph from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, Alice has ducked down a rabbit hole to chase a mysterious white rabbit. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way and then dipped suddenly down. So suddenly that Alice had another moment to think about stopping herself before she found herself falling down what seemed to be a very deep well. Either the well was very deep or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. First she tried to look down and make out what she's coming to, but it was too dark to see anything. Then she looked at the side of the well and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there she saw maps and pictures hung up pegs. What he learned about the setting. The rabbit hole is like a tunnel. It's suddenly deep into something like a well. The well is deep. Time appears to move slowly in this world. It's too dark to see below. The worlds are actually self-filled with things. The description of this setting builds slowly, adding one detail on another. We'll learn something more from each new sentence, and if one of the details were left out, the rest of the setting wouldn't make much sense. If we heard about salvos and maps before you knew Alice was falling through a well, they'd just be hanging in thin air. In poetry, writers also build a setting line by line. The setting answers the following three questions. Where does the story take place? When does the story take place? What are the conditions like in this time and place? Example, I wandered lonely as a cloud by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that float on high vale and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay, 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what else the show to me had brought. A crowd of what? Daffodil. Where is the narrator? By the lake under a tree. Is it night time? Is it night time? The daffodil stretch as far as the narrator can see. Now the narrator is beside the bay. The ocean is nearby now. The ocean sparkles more in the sunshine, so it must be daytime. In each stanza, the narrator imagines the perspective of a cloud and describes the daffodil in different locations and through his watching from the sky. In the first stanza, they are by a lake under some tree. In the second stanza, they are beside a bay. In the third stanza, they are on the seaside. Stanza, a group of lines that compose the basic segment of a poem. Next, suddenly we are someplace else. For often, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills, and dance with the daffodil. Now you are at the narrator's house. The setting could even be the narrator's mood. Now you are inside the narrator's mind. In the last stanza, the narrator takes us inside the home and even further inside his mind and emotion. However, the memory of the daffodil outside returns. The development of the setting changes the whole meaning of the poem. It moves the setting of the whole poem from taking place outside to inside the narrator's mind. The setting that develops also changes the time in which the setting can take place. The poem seemed at first like a single day, but the narrator tells us it's a memory that can be recalled whenever. Daffodil. Same sentencing, different description. Different type of text can portray the same setting very differently. Both of these stories are set at that time, but they are not at all the same. Example, from Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. On the night we speak of all the children were once more in bed, it happened to be Nana's evening up, and Mrs. Darling had bathed them and sung to them till one by one they had let go her hand and slid away into the land of sleep. All were looking so safe and cozy that she smiled at her fears now and sat down tranquilly by the fire to sew. It was something for Michael, who on his birthday was getting into thought. The fire was warm, however, and the nursery dimly lit by 3 night light, and presently the sewing lay on Mrs. Darling's lap. Then her head nodded, oh, so gracefully. She was asleep. Look at the four of them. Wendy, Michael, over there, John here, and Mrs. Darling by the fire. From Oliver Twist by Charlie Dickens. Well, you have come here to the educated and thorough useful trade, said the red-faced gentleman in the high chair. So we'll begin to pick Wacom tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, added the surely one by the white waistcoat. For the combination of both this flashing in the one simple process of picking occurred. Oliver bowed low by the direction of the bead and was then hurried away to a large ward, where, on a rough hard bed, she sobbed himself to sleep. What a noble illustration of the tender laws of England. They let the forefathers go to sleep. The bedtime settings are similar, but these texts tell very different stories. Peter Pan, Albertist, peaceable, hurried, private, family only, public, part of a large world, comfortable bed, rough, hard bed. Mother is there, no parents are there. Why would two authors show the same setting in such different ways? Because each other want to emphasize different things. J. M. Barrie, the author of Peter Pan, want to show how safe and peaceful life is for the darling children at home. But Dickens, the author of the Oliver Twist, want to make a point about how hard the life of poor children could be at the time, when they were forced to work instead of attend school. Paraphrase the setting of the following passage from At the Author's Court by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Together we step out to stand in silent contemplating of a landscape at once weird and beautiful. Before us, a low level shore stretched down to a silent sea. As far as the eye could reach, the surface of the water was dotted with countless tiny isles. Some of towering, barren, granitic rock, others resplendent in gorgeous trapping of tropical vegetation. Myriad starred with the magnificent splendor of vivid bloom.